The lesson of history is that a true paradigm shift in consciousness cannot come about only through scientific ideas. Copernicus's realization that the Earth revolves around the Sun, Einstein's theory of relativity, and quantum mechanics have revolutionized the way we view the universe. However, these great ideas have not led to spiritual and emotional advancement. We are still exploiting and killing each other in the 21st century, just as we did in 3000 BC. What is needed is a shift of consciousness on a broad scale. A positive shift in consciousness, however, must come from within, by recognizing your inherent spiritual nature. You can't educate a person to a higher level of consciousness. If you have ever tried to do so, you know exactly what I mean. History is mostly about one group of people trying to educate another group of people to establish what they think is right. This usually leads to a lot of arguing, fighting, and even war. Of course, this just makes the defeated people angry, and so they rise up, and the whole cycle begins all over again. The consciousness or level of awareness never changes. But how can a planetary consciousness shift occur when the current media structures are controlled by the old order, and many are still stuck in the old ways of thinking and doing? Here's the big secret. It is happening right now, under our very noses. The astronomical increase in the human population over the past century is creating a sort of critical mass of consciousness. There are over 7 billion incarnated spirits now on Earth, far, far more than at any time in human history. This is leading to an increase in strength and an acceleration of the field of subtle energy that surrounds our planet. This field of energy is the background vibration, that is, the backdrop for all human activity. This invisible, subtle energy has been recognized by all cultures throughout history. It has been called prana, chi, ki, thought substance, and the force. However, the subtle energy that surrounds our planet is far more substantive than just a vague, esoteric nothingness. Within it are programmable thought templates, which represent all of the beliefs and ideas of the human race. In animals, these templates are called instinct. The psychologist Carl Jung referred to this collection of ideas, which he called archetypes, as the collective unconscious. In physics, a similar idea has been proposed by Dr. T. Bearden, who calls it precursor engineering. A thought template isn't hard to understand. It's just like a blueprint for a house. The blueprint tells the builders what materials to buy and how to put them together. The blueprint for a house is just a collection of thoughts in the head of an architect, who then puts them on paper. All action, all impulses come first from thought. Action always follows thought. And beliefs are just thoughts we keep thinking and accept as true. The point is that our beliefs program our actions. As individuals, each one of us contributes our own thought templates to the collection, with every thought we think and every decision we make. In turn, this field of subtle energy influences our own thoughts via the law of attraction. What passes for the subconscious mind is actually a collective consciousness. the sum total of all of our beliefs and choices. And it is changing every day. In other words, individual human beings are, every day, choreographing the stage play called Earth, because the actors on the stage can only operate within the blueprint of possibility that we define. They can only say the lines that we have written. That is why it is pointless to blame politicians, bankers, and other so-called bad guys for our problems. When you are grumpy and think, people are always uncooperative, you place a thought template in the species consciousness. When you think, bankers and politicians control everything, you make that possible. Does it sound fantastic to say that every one of us is in some way responsible for what happens on our planet? Or do you prefer to think that some people are just crazy and the rest of us are victims? Well, look at history. History is a chronicle of what war was fought when. We have tried to change conditions through action only, and have neglected the most important factor, thought and belief, which programs action. Throughout history, we have tried to solve the problems of injustice and inequality using the same kind of thinking that created the problem in the first place: fighting, contention, and revolution. Many people will object to the statement that there is no subconscious, simply because this idea has come to be almost universally accepted. And many will also object to the idea of a collective conscious. If there is no subconscious mind, you might ask, then why do people do irrational things? Why are we subject to unexplained impulses and compulsions? Consider the idea that the Earth's field of subtle energy is a three-dimensional hologram that stores information, and that all of our thoughts and actions are recorded. A spherical hologram with a diameter of 8,000 miles, the Earth's diameter at the poles is 7,899.80 miles, would be able to store a fantastic amount of information. With 7 billion people on planet Earth thinking and emoting hundreds of times every day, there are literally trillions of new thoughts and emotions added to the collection in a single day. Impulses, compulsions, and other irrational and destructive urges come to us via the law of attraction from the collective consciousness, as a match to our current mood or attitude. It is easy to see how, over the centuries, a powerful resonance to certain limiting beliefs could have built up. But there's good news. What is happening even as you view this movie is a dynamic change in humanity's blueprint for action. More and more people on Earth are rejecting the old ways of struggle, conflict, and war, and asking for more cooperation and harmony. These powerful decisions are causing our old belief systems, which were put in place in a much more solid and slow-moving era, to implode. This is the real reason why events are accelerating at such a rapid pace. We are experiencing rapid change because the collective consciousness is being influenced by more and more births, just as a pot of water heats up and the molecules of water rapidly accelerate when more heat energy is applied. A higher vibration is more powerful than a lower one. When two waveforms that have different frequencies combine, the two are added together and form a third wave. What happens is that the resultant waveform always has the same frequency as the waveform with the higher frequency. So when more and more people ask for positive change, that higher vibration has greater and greater influence in the world. That is why it is necessary to continuously repeat the ideas of conflict, fighting, domination, greed, jealousy, etc. in TV programs, movies, advertising, and the news. If everyone on Earth turned off their TVs for 14 days, for instance, people would begin to calm down and become less anxious and worried. That would be an interesting experiment. When the population gets large enough, and there are enough people who decide to positively change their belief systems to a more rational and sane way of being, the old, dense thought forms will dissolve. Even those who are stuck in the old ways of thinking will be carried along to a higher level of consciousness by the process. This is the real meaning of 2012. When this quantum leap in consciousness occurs, it will be felt by every single person on Earth. We will have access to new information, and there will be rapid breakthroughs in energy, in medicine, and a whole new world of physical laws will open up to us. This is not some New Age pipe dream, but a reality that we are rapidly accelerating toward. Are you ready to help the process along? Or will you stay stuck in the old ways? It's up to you.